obviously, if you guys haven't been under a rock, you still gravitate to any NBA news that was happening during the All-Star break. There was this whole big controversy because Doc Rivers has somehow made a habit recently doing some interviews where he's kind of indicated the reasons for why his teams might have failed. And he also pointed out that he was a believer in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and told Kawhi that maybe we don't need to do all these things leading to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being traded away in the Paul George deal. He's had a lot of quotes, and the internet has strike back, particularly after JJ Redick made a comment about Doc Rivers, basically saying he's tired of Doc Rivers making all the excuses and never holding himself accountable, which led to a clapback from his son, Doc Rivers' son, Austin Rivers, on NBA Today, basically saying that, like, I can't believe you're doing this. Like, my pops helped make your career. Patrick Beverly chimed in, basically saying that JJ Redick's career was made by Doc Rivers and that he should have sat JJ Redick in the playoffs against James Harden because James Harden was frying him, and then JJ Redick clapped back with the actual stats and analytics from that series, which showed that JJ Redick actually did do a good job guarding James Harden. It's been a lot going on. With that being said, your thoughts on one Doc Rivers and all of the controversy surrounding him and his excuse making?
I mean, it comes with the territory.
Just listening, I did a quote unquote.
There you go. Yeah, for those who can't see. But I mean, that comes with the territory. You know what's going to happen. When you come into a team mid-season, which he said, and when you're Doc Rivers, who's been on multiple teams and they've been fired for different reasons, it's going to come with the territory. You know, people are looking for reasons to why are you hiring this guy? Why is he continuing getting jobs? They're going to come up with the, you know, and the archives of the accountability statements of which he supposedly lacked thereof in the past. So yeah, I'm sure he knows it was coming. Everybody else around him knew it was coming. So they have to win games, or unless they're going to continue to happen. But for him, I mean, he's not bothered by it. He don't care. So he's got there with midseason with the expectation of not really much of an expectation because they signed him for 4 years. He knows that they could fire him, but that would be silly to do. But he has some time. That's the only thing he knows that's on his side right now. For him to get that extension for 3 years, 4 years, whatever it is, you know, he has time to kind of turn it around. So he's not under the pressure that everybody thinks he is, and he knows it. So, but you know, the organization, I'm sure, is new for Milwaukee. I'm sure it's new for the city of Milwaukee. But you know, that's what comes with when you fire a coach mid-season, and you have not many other options to hire somebody else.
But I mean, okay. So I understand that some of his quotes, obviously, the internet had some fun with it, and you know that's what the internet does. Mm-hmm. But Doc, throughout the course of his career, and this is where he should just know better. The way you say things are going to be taken the way the media wants to, whether you like it or not.
Taken out of context, and the context they want it to be put in.
Yeah, and you know this by now. This is not nothing new. This is not your first rodeo. He made I understand the heat of the moment, but he should have known that when he made the comments about Ben Simmons, basically saying when he was asked, is Ben Simmons the point guard of the future? Doc Rivers did what he say? I don't know. As opposed to saying, yes, we still believe in Ben Simmons. Do you understand? That's putting the blame on Ben Simmons, and that very well might be true. But what you did with that quote was put the blame on Ben Simmons. And maybe you didn't mean to do that, but you did it. You should know better. So when you're in the media talk about the Milwaukee Bucks, I told the front office not to hire me while y'all doing this until after the All-Star break. What you think we're going to say? Come on, bro.
Hey, man.
Nah, come on. He's at
yo, you know how this is,
you don't
man.
know
You know
better.
True, but older gentlemen, older people, man, they're new to the social media. They're new to the era.
No.
Mind you, they don't care to change. They are who they are, and they're unapologetic about it. He don't give a damn. He's not bothered. He is who he is. He's been successful at it time and time again. Maybe not in our eyes or the fans' eyes of success in terms of winning championships. He's won one. He's been continuing to get. He's been coaching for over 20 years. And he's been coaching some really good teams. So he'll get another crack at it. So in his mind, he's been very successful at it. So why would he need to change it? He ain't bothered.
I understand he's not. No.
You don't need to change.
Matter of fact, Matter of fact, I'm calling cap on that because he is bothered. He is bothered because he's had times before where he's going to the media and basically told them, why are y'all hating on me? Remember when he was in Philadelphia? He said, why don't y'all treat me like Greg Popovich? Because you're not Greg Popovich.
Yeah, he didn't get the same respect.
Greg Popovich doesn't lose 3-1 leads. So
well, if you have 5 championships to show for, then you get a little bit more leeway and respect.
You got one chip, dog, with a great team.
Yeah. So either way,
stop it.
He's been successful at what he's been doing.
He has been. And he should know better. That's the thing.
I think he may say something, but realistically, at this point in his career, he's unbothered. He said he's got signed another 3-year extension.
But that's the thing, Danny. He's not unbothered, bro, because he doesn't act unbothered, because he continues to bring up reasons why things haven't happened for his teams, and he's not well aware of knowing.
I think
if you point the finger, it's going to look like you're blaming other people, which is unbothered behavior.
But I think he only speaks on
which is bothered behavior.
He only speaks on it when people ask him the questions about it. It's like,
yes, for sure.
He's not going to Twitter. He's not clapping back. He's not going on media outlets and doing interviews and talking about JJ or what Pat said or Austin said. He lets those things play out. When people ask him about it in his press conference, he'll then say something. But he's like, why are you even asking me? Like, why even bother me with these questions? Would you bother Pop with those questions? You wouldn't. So why do I get the short end of the stick? I should get the same respect you give these other coaches respect. But even now, media and reporters, they don't have any lines or boundaries, don't care anymore. They'll ask Pops these questions now too. Obviously, Pop is getting annoyed with the questions. So as today's era, this is today's media.
I've ranted enough. I've ranted enough.
Doc lives for another day, bro. You keep ranting. You're just like everybody else. Guy's got a lot of lives. Every media outlet, every podcast, some of his players. I talked with Lou Will today. He's a guy, either love him or you hate him. There's no in between or gray area for Doc. And those that love him will speak of Cali. The other ones that hate him, they're gonna rant like you, and then he's gonna still do what he does, and he continues to live another day.
He's still gonna coach them games. Still gonna collect them checks.
He's gonna be in Milwaukee tomorrow. He's still gonna be there.
Hey, listen. I'm not hating on them. I wish them the best of luck. I hope we see the best versions of themselves as the playoffs get closer. And if we don't, they're gonna be up out of there because the East does not look like it's playing around. I really hope Danny.
But everybody's rooting for Dame. People want to see Dame finish out his career the way he should. If he's going to stay in Milwaukee, at least get one. Maybe not this year, but hopefully they have one more year after this. If they don't have it this year, next year is their last year of making it happen with that group.
Dame seems like a great person, but I root for players that play defense. And I'm not saying he's not trying. He's just not a great defender. And I personally like great defenders. I want to reward people who play great defense. On top of scoring too. So like the guys the guys who do both, I want to see them win.
Okay. So you're rooting for who now? Who are you rooting for right now?
Well, I'm rooting. Well. Then outside of that, I'm also just Danny. I haven't been this excited about the Knicks. I don't think in my Knicks lifetime. Because even when they had Melo and Amari, there was still the Miami Big Three. So my optimism wasn't there. And then when the Ewing era, there was Michael Jordan. So my optimism, while I might have felt great about the team, I always knew here comes Jordan. Like, it's not going to make a difference. This is the first time I'm looking at a very competitive.
There's no Big Three and no Michael Jordan. Okay.
And there's no Jordan out there. There's no LeBron out there. Why the hell couldn't the Knicks be in the finals?
That doesn't mean they're going to win, though. So be in the finals is your championship.
Listen, I just want to dance. I just want to be invited to the dance.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking nobody home.
Even if they lose.
Let me get
It's a win for y'all. It's a championship. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.